When most of us think of coal, we imagine a dusty chapter of history. We picture the Industrial Revolution, with heavy steam engines and soot-covered trains chugging into the distant past. The reality is that we are using more of it now than ever. Last year, the global economy burned through roughly 8 billion tons of this black rock. To understand why we're still so reliant on it, we have to look past the name. Coal isn't just one single thing. It remains the active, invisible backbone of our modern world because it performs two entirely different jobs. We can call the first job the burner. This is thermal coal, and it makes up about 65% of everything we dig up. Thermal coal is a bulky, lower-quality rock used for one simple purpose: to boil water. That water creates the steam that spins turbines, generating the electricity that keeps our lights on. The second job belongs to the builder. This is coking coal, which accounts for about 25% of global use. This is a rare, high-quality rock that acts as an essential ingredient for modern infrastructure. It provides the extreme heat and chemistry needed to forge steel for our skyscrapers and bridges. This chart shows the massive price difference. Thermal coal is a common, cheap commodity, trading for $60 to $200 a ton. Coking coal is a specialized premium product, costing $150 to over $400 a ton. To follow the coal market, you're really tracking two different global needs: our daily hunger for electricity and our constant drive to build with steel. In the world of economics, coal is often seen as a starter fuel. You can think of it as a ladder. When a country needs to industrialize quickly, cheap and abundant energy is the very first rung. The United States and Europe climbed this ladder a century ago, using coal to build their wealth and their massive industrial cities. Now that they've reached the top and built stable economies, these Western nations are busy retiring their old coal plants. They are moving towards energy sources that are now cheaper and cleaner, like natural gas and massive farms of wind and solar panels. The developed world used the cheap power of coal to get rich, and now they're letting go of that old ladder. But in the East, the story is very different. Rapidly growing nations are building cities at a staggering pace, which is fueling a surging demand for coal. China sits at the center of this. They mine half of the world's coal themselves, and they consume even more than that to keep their economy moving. The reason is simple. When you are trying to lift millions of people out of poverty, you need the cheapest energy available, the kind that stays on 24 hours a day, regardless of the weather. For nations in this middle stage of growth, energy sources that rely on the sun or the wind just can't provide the constant, heavy-duty power that coal can. Global coal prices aren't being set by Western environmental laws. They're being driven by the sheer speed of development in the East. This creates a difficult question. If coal is such an effective tool for growth, why is there so much global pressure to stop using it? Think of coal like an item with a hidden receipt. The price tag at the mine looks cheap, but the hidden fees are massive. For every ton we burn, we release 2 tons of carbon dioxide, alongside pollutants that cause serious health problems. If we actually paid for that damage to our health and the environment at the time of purchase, coal would cost 2 to 3 times its current market price. Coal only stays cheap because society at large pays for the damage, rather than the power plants or the steel mills. As countries begin to price in these hidden costs, coal mines and plants are becoming risky, dead investments. These are projects worth billions that could end up gathering dust and losing their value before they ever pay for themselves. Coal is the dirtiest fuel on Earth, yet it is the very fuel that built the modern world we live in today. Until these growing nations have a cleaner, cheaper way to make their steel and power their cities, this ancient rock will remain right at the center of the global economy.